right on time, and there's a first time for everything. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me today is Delahazed.
Don't believe him, folks. We're 20 minutes late, but y'all are forgiven.
We're not on time. You guys are late.
I said what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, so how are things going for you?
Another day in paradise. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I am finishing up my week of the later shifts so that I can go back to my regular shift and get off at 4:30 or 4 o'clock like I'm supposed to.
Like a reasonable adult.
The only thing that I really miss about working the later shift is that because it's a class of 20 that joined on that shift, and they're mandatory for working the 9:30 to 6, is that it takes away from the calls that I have to take. And so it's super open to do like actual work because you're not getting bombarded by calls.
Right.
But
I know how that goes.
yeah.
Now in color, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. How's it going, Terry? And hey, Rotten, how's it going?
Hey, kiddos. I say knowing that you both are probably older than I am. Terry, for sure. Hey, James. Hey, and it do not rhyme. Sure they do. You're just not using the right imagination.
There's a rhyme there. Hey, Keeverdam. How's it going, James?
You can find it if you care.
Exactly. But yeah, not much is happening. It's been pretty boring here. I am going to be back in the living room next week, which is disappointing because then I have to get yelled at by my wife when I'm talking too loud. So there will be occasional nitpicking in the background.
I mean, it's not like you're not used to that. Just this time we get to hear some of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This time we get to hear what's happening on the other side as well as what's on our side. It's more fuel for us. Children of the Atom is full-on broken in the Marvel collection. Even on 1-star difficulty, it cheats like crazy. Luckily, I can cheat even harder. Children of the Atom. I don't think I've heard of that one.
I vaguely remember something.
Good job. We're all so proud of you, Johnny. Did you hear that, guys? He vaguely remembered something.
Something.
Nothing specific, but something.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have played that one.
I have not. And I can see why.
It's I think if I remember correctly, I played this one. I think it was on an arcade cabinet, but I don't remember where. It might have been Billings.
Oh, maybe I wait. Now that you mention it, I need to look further because then maybe I have played it. Oh yeah, I've definitely played it. Fucking at a hotel arcade while my parents were at a hockey game. Damn, I've only played that game like 3 times at most.
It's not that she hates my voice. She just hates listening to it while she's sleeping.
Well, if she's listening to your voice, then she's not really sleeping, is she?
Exactly.
That kind of sounds like a her problem.
She likes sleeping a lot more than she likes my voice.
Well, don't take this the wrong way, Johnny, but so do I.
I mean, if I had to choose.
Right? Like, you understand, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Sleep is fucking sleep, man.
It's
better
like
than crack.
It's like that Steve Byrne joke. You know, I like sleep so much, it's the first thing I think about when I wake up.
Really? Because my first thought is, fuck, I'm awake.
It's like, yep. Oh, I'm awake. Time to go back to sleep.
Hellcat ASMR.
Yeah, you don't want that ASMR. You need sun logs. You can probably hear me from down the hall.
Just picturing an ASMR channel called Hellcat ASMR, and it's just a bunch of cat noises with hell sounds in the background, like fire and burning brimstone and screaming torture victims.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
There you go.
If you can make it work. It's Halloween time. We can do that.
I mean, dude, just fucking get a clip of Little Nicky's hell scenes, compile them together, and just put a fucking cat in the foreground with randomize the noises that play. Only women are allowed to do ASMR. No, Terry, no one's allowed to do ASMR. It's just no one's stopping anyone from doing ASMR.
Who is female?
Well, less so for the females.
Yeah.
There are male ASMR channels. And there are also bait channels run by men. How do I know? I don't, but I'm willing to bet.
I can say that without empirical evidence.
Also, there was one time a couple of years ago where I did an experiment and made a pre-made video on Twitch of a female avatar dancing in a pool with no audio except for music playing in the background. And somehow that got attention. So yeah, they'll watch anything. Doesn't have to be, they don't have to be confirmed it's a woman or not. They don't care. As long as it looks woman enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's So do you ever plan on getting a PlayStation 5?
Not unless I absolutely have to.
I mean, because they released the PlayStation 5 Pro information.
Oh.
That's like what? After tax, it's going to be over $1,000 for you.
Is that American? Because it's probably even more Canadian.
Oh, that'd be Canadian. Because I was listening to Some Ordinary Gamers.
Okay.
He's talking about this video, and he said, "Yeah, up in Canada, it'll cost over $1,000 to get a PlayStation 5."
Yeah,
with everything.
Yeah, I don't. The only game I would want to play that I imagine would be PS exclusive is the God of War Ragnarok, and I waited till the one before it came out on PC, so I can probably wait again for the other one. Also, I waited how many years for Black Myth Wukong to come out after it was first released?
Yeah.
Or first announced that they were working on it and trying to get it up and running and stuff like that, much less guaranteed they had the funding for it.
Hey, Badger.
I got no problem waiting for shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As much as I like it enough to play it, but you know, they released the first one. I think it's on Steam. The Final Fantasy remake. I'm not.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's on Steam.
I'm not, terribly fond of it. It's decent enough for me to actually play, but like I'm not buying a console for it.
Well, how long ago did the Nintendo Switch come out? I honestly don't know. Like what? A few years ago, give or take?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
And I only just bought one a couple months ago, and I'm already hearing that they're coming out with the Switch 2.
2017.
Great name. That's classy. Isn't Wukong Son Goku? You shut your dirty whore mouth. Son Goku is like this. Is like the 7-Eleven version of Son Wukong. Akira Toriyama has confirmed this. Not in as many words, but still.
How's it going, Sam?
Hello, doing grand and yourself.
Oh, not too bad.
That's good to hear.
We're talking games so far.
Ah, what games?
Well, we're just going general right now because if you heard about the PlayStation 5 price point,
$700 or some shit like that?
yeah, American,
Yep.
Canadian, it's over 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monopoly money.
Yeah. All right. Just on the off chance you're being serious here, James. Wukong, Sun Wukong, sun spelled like the star in the solar system, is the Chinese myth, the Monkey King.
Yep.
Son Goku, sun spelled like the offspring of a man, is the Japanese inspired story. There's a Japanese story inspired by the Chinese myth, loosely inspired.
It's the Japanese version of the same character.
No. It's just a Japanese character that's loosely inspired by the Chinese myth. It's not. The story's not. The story's not inspired by it, but the characters are. Some of the characters are.
I would say that the character's the same. It's just
Not the same. Inspired by it. This is the words of the. This is the words of the creator of Dragon Ball, at least. That like Goku.
You're talking about Son Goku, the character from DBZ. Okay, because there's.
Oh, sorry.
Goku.
Did I say Sun Wukong the second time?
There's Sun Wukong, which is the Chinese.
The Chinese
there's
myth.
Son Goku, the DBZ character, but then there's also Son Goku, sometimes also known as Sun Wukong, which was the Japanese mythological character that was effectively Sun Wukong only Japanese.
Ah, see, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there's 3 different versions. So when you said the Japanese version that was based on, I was going, okay, are we talking about DBZ? Because that is a very different character that is based on. Or are we talking about the Japanese version of Sun Wukong, which that's the same character. It's just a Mars Ares sort of deal.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And James, the Monkey King with the staff that weighs a metric fuck ton, that would be Sun Wukong, I believe.
Played by Jet Li.
His staff grows and shrinks at his will, and the weight is representative of the changes in size and shape. Well, size.
Well, with that, it's more the weight is what he wants the weight to be. So
True.
he can have it be ridiculously massive and long and thick and weigh like a feather.
Yeah.
Or he could have it be the size of a needle but weigh several tons.
Mm-hmm.
It's that he has complete control over the size and weight.
You keep telling yourself that, James. I'm sure some woman will believe it one day. Can this Wukong dude summon a cloud by blowing through his fingers, or did Monkey make that up? I mean,
So
he doesn't need to blow through his fingers, but
Sun Wukong, the mythological character, does ride a cloud that he's able to create and summon. It depends on which translation, whether he's creating or summoning.
yes.
But he does have a cloud that he's able to ride on, and that is his primary mode of transportation.
Yeah. Typically, he's got the cloud, he's got the staff, he's got the ability to create clones by plucking out his hair and using that, stuff like that.
Yep.
He's he's got the ability to transform, fly, even without the cloud. He's got so much strength and speed. He's literally a god, and he was one of the more powerful gods in the mythologies too. Like he stood up to the entire gods of heaven.
So
in some tales.
In the initial telling of it, Sun Wukong was first called Stone Monkey because he was a stone in the shape of a monkey that then became sapient.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes completely crazy. He has all these insane powers. A lot of people will compare him to like ancient Chinese Superman with the way that he just fucking gets powers when he needs them. Oh, a building collapsed. Good thing that Sun Wukong is able to look at it and make it rebuild itself. That type of level of bullshit. And in the stories, he wages war with the gods, as you said. Yep. He's able to be fought to standstill by one of the gods of war.
Yeah.
But it's a standstill. It isn't completely beaten.
No, it's
just that they kind of reach a point where they're both
not making any progress.
Dead fucking tired and can't keep going.
Right.
The god that actually does beat him, and I did aerial quotation marks, even though you guys can't fucking see my fingers.
I can hear him.
Was the Buddha.
Yes, by trapping him in the five-finger mountain.
Yep, because the Buddha was able to give him a challenge of he had to go to the 5 pillars around the world that held it together effectively, and then return to him. And the Buddha said that if he could do that while escaping the Buddha's hand, then Sun Wukong wins and the Buddha will admit that he's superior. Sun Wukong immediately zips away from the Buddha, goes to each of the pillars, he pisses on one of them as his way of marking it, returns to the Buddha and says that he succeeded, and then he notices that piss is dripping from the Buddha's hand, from his pinky, and it comes to be explained by the Buddha that, yeah, the entire time Sun Wukong was running about on his palm. And when he pissed on the final pillar, he actually pissed on the Buddha's pinky.
Mm-hmm.
So the Buddha won the challenge. And then he was able to calm the ferocity and wildness of the Monkey King. The Monkey King was punished for his transgressions against the
Heavens.
Heavens, yeah, the King of Heavens.
The Kingdom of Heaven, yes.
Heavens. So he was punished. Then, as part of his atonement after being punished, was when he was
freed,
told to be the bodyguard of the monk that was grabbing the Buddhist scripts.
Which was the Journey to the West story.
Yep. And throughout most of that, he doesn't really like having to do this, but he's doing it because he has to. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the reason why he keeps on fucking off throughout the story. Because he doesn't want to be here, but every time that he fucks off, he finds himself coming back.
Yep. Almost like fate.
That's well frosted.
And that's the reason why the monk finds other people to help in the adventure as well.
Yep. One of them was like a pig person, and then the other one or two, depending on the stories, is different, so I don't want to speculate.
There's Sandy Priest or Sandy Monk, I think is what the name is normally translated as. Let me quickly double check.
There you go, Gary.
One of the normal. So it was Yeah, Sandy Priest or Sandy Monk, it can be translated either way, or Sha Wu Jing. And he's also called Friar Sand, Sand Monk, Sand Man, Sand Fairy, Sand Orc, Sand Ogre, Sand Troll, Sand Oni, Sand Demon, Sand Monster, Sand Hulk, Sand, Sandy, Sandy Priest, Sandy Monk.
Yeah, real quick. And to be fair, Terry, he probably did write his name when in the original story when he pissed on the Buddha statue. It's just, I mean, he was a trickster god in many stories as well, so I can see him writing his name as he pisses along the statue, not knowing he's pissing on the Buddha's palm or pinky.
Yep. So you have
the Declaration of Independence.
Wukong was here, pissing freely, bitches. Piss until the sun came down.
And yeah, the Switch 2 is set to release April 2025. Which is disappointing because I just have almost enough money to buy the first one. And I'm like, well, if they're going to
might as well save for the next.
Yeah, especially if they're going to like where you can play the Switch ones on the Switch 2. Hopefully. Then that would be like I might as well save for the new one, not for the old one.
So yeah, the 5 party members of Journey to the West, because I just quickly pulled it up, are Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, Tripitaka, which is the main priest, if I remember correctly. Let me quickly double check that. Yes, he is the monk that they're joining. Pigsy, who is the pig person.
Yep.
Sandy Priest, Sandy Monk, all those other names that I said. And then the White Dragon Horse.
Yeah. Okay.
Then they also have a bunch of others. But since we were also talking about games, do you guys think in Black Myth, Wukong, you're actually Wukong? Or do you guys know about the 6-ear macaque?
So I've played a little bit of Black Myth and I've seen some streamers play it a bit. I can tell you that you are not Wukong. You are someone.
Are you the 6-ear macaque?
May I finish?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you are someone who is believed to be the reincarnation of Sun Wukong, but that is not true because, spoiler alert, give you a couple seconds for anyone who doesn't want to hear, but if you are looking to avoid spoiler alerts, you've come to the wrong channel. You should know that by now anyways. And Wukong is one of the bosses you battle later on in the game, apparently. So you are clearly not Sun Wukong, unless, of course, because like I've only seen it. I haven't really listened or paid much attention to it. But you do learn his abilities and gain his type of weapons and skills and stuff like that along the way. Like, my computer can't run it that well, so it's a slow process and I don't really know what to do. I'm at the beginning and I haven't played much, but yeah, you start out with the ability to fucking go invisible. You've got a staff which you use and you're skilled with. You're a fighter. You're journeying around and everyone you meet mistakes you for Sun Wukong, and or like they're not 100% convinced, but they're pretty certain you're like Wukong throughout the game. So you come into a lot of battles because of that.
Because that's why I'm curious if you're actually the 6-ear macaque.
Which I don't know what it is, and if I didn't say that before, sorry, I meant to.
The 6-ear macaque in the myths of Sun Wukong is effectively another monkey that ends up popping up that functionally has all of Wukong's abilities. It's a macaque that, in most of its transformations, tends to have 6 ears. Hence, 6-ear macaque.
Okay, so I'm tempted to say it's probably a macaque, but I don't know about the 6 ears. I haven't really done much transformations. The first transformation I was able to do, I had to end the game, and I haven't been able to do it since. It was part of a story cutscene. I was turned into a mosquito. So I didn't see any ears.
Yep. But yeah, the 6-ear macaque is in the original myths.
Did you have to find one that was Super Saiyan?
Say again?
Apparently.
Talking to Johnny, I asked if he had to find one that was Super Saiyan.
But yeah, the 6-ear macaque in the original myth was constantly confused for Sun Wukong and would often cause trouble for Sun Wukong because while he was being confused for Sun Wukong, anything that he did was then being something that Sun Wukong was being accused of having done.
So the game is Asians about not being able to tell each other apart.
I was just going to respond to that. The game is about Asians not being able to tell something apart. Or someone apart, if you know what I mean.
And due to that, the 6-ear macaque, at several points, does things heroic in this story. At several points, is just a troublemaker, because just like Wukong is kind of a trickster deity, the 6-ear macaque is also a trickster deity of sorts. He's almost the exact same character, but he doesn't have the humbling from the Buddha.
Right.
But what he does have a humbling from Sun Wukong himself, so he's slightly less capable, but still extremely capable.
Well, I imagine that if he had the same skill set and weapon proficiency that Wukong did, he would have the same personality type, because a lot of, in my experience at least, throughout the stories and movies and stuff, fighters typically have a weapon and skill set that matches their personality.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and in that it's
and from what I've seen, Wukong's personality very well matches that of a trickster deity, or being at least.
Yep. And a lot of the story with them involved is, like I said, them being mistaken for each other. Good or ill of them and the people mistaking them. And there's several points where effectively everyone else is going, bullshit, you can't get me to believe that there's two of you motherfuckers running around. As they're trying to go, look, it's not me, it's this other motherfucker that's doing this shit. Bullshit, he transformed, he had the staff, he had everything. What the fuck are you talking about? It was you.
Yeah, my personal theory to myself, from what I've seen, is that the final battle from Wukong is one of two things. It's like either Wukong's come back and he's seen you being mistaken for him, or you're trying to take the credit for being him, kind of, or replace him, kind of thing, and he's mad about it, or he sees you as a potential new and he's trying to help you reach that goal, kind of thing. So I don't know. It'll take me a few years till I get there, but when I do, I'll look forward to it.
Yeah. I just thought that it was really cool, and it's something that you can kind of get hints for if you know the story, that might be the case.
Not my personal favorite, but definitely good.
So I'm going through the pictures here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll click on the one here. And then you go onto the gallery, and you can pick other pictures as well. So it's like, okay, yeah, I can see it. Okay, I can see it. Okay, sure. You know, they're pulling out a pig's ears.
Pigsy.
Yeah. And then there's Tony Montana. I don't remember that part of the Journey to the West. Like, I don't.
You do have to admit, it would have been a massive twist in Scarface as well to suddenly have Sun Wukong show up.
Or Sun Wukong just ended up with a face full of cocaine. Yeah.
But while that was changed the story massively. It wouldn't have changed the character of Sun Wukong at all.
How's it going, Cynic?
Now, who's your favorite portrayal of Wukong in movies so far?
That's difficult. So are we limiting it to movies that were Western releases?
No, because I don't think that'd be fair due to everyone's varying amounts of knowledge on the subject.
Yeah, and then you'd have,
like I said, this is a personal opinion, so I don't want to put limits on that.
Effectively, everyone would say Jet Li then.
I'm tempted, but I have Donnie Yen on my list.
Donnie Yen is a very good one.
Right? Like, it's toss up between Yen and Lee. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, those have the best action scenes, hands down, because fuck yeah, of course they do.
Right? I mean, Ip Man, come on.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Right? And not to mention, fucking Chow Yun Fat is the Emperor.
Mm-hmm. But then there's...
Chow Yun Fat are a great team. I love seeing those guys together.
Oh, yeah. Chow Yun Fat, the fact that that dude is still doing all the shit that he's doing at his age, oh, fucking hell.
It's a testament to the lifestyle of martial arts, I'll give you that.
Yeah. And just how ridiculously capable he has always been. Because he's busted his ass as much as, like, Jackie Chan.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen him, but, like, he has been... Last I did see him in something, it looks like he has been getting slimmer in the movies, too, over the years, right? Like, gradually slimmer. So
some of them, but not always. Like,
no,
one
true,
of the movies from not terribly long ago that was a Chow Yun Fat vehicle was, I want to say, The Bodyguard. The premise was that he was a out-of-work bodyguard for some ridiculous sort of underworld individual that was starting to have Alzheimer's. His neighbor gets in trouble with the local gangs, and his neighbor has a daughter that, when his neighbor's going out to do shit that he shouldn't be doing, he leaves the young girl with Chow Yun Fat's character. And as things are going on, Chow Yun Fat is keeping the girl safe. The father does something really fucked up with the gang, and the gang starts coming after him, starts trying to target his daughter, and get information that the daughter and the father have. The father ends up being murdered in front of the daughter. Chow Yun Fat saves her, and the rest of the story is the gang's still coming after her, and this man who doesn't know where the fuck he is most of the time, who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing most of the time, is complete muscle memory and trying to protect this little girl who needs his help. And it's a fantastic movie that is absolutely heartbreaking at moments. There's one fight in a mahjong parlor where the girl's been kidnapped. He's trying to find her. He goes to the mahjong parlor, and you keep on seeing as he goes in and out of... He remembers what he's doing, and then his mind goes a little bit fuzzy, and then he's able to seize on it again, and then his mind goes fuzzy, and then he's able to seize on it. And you see that acted out throughout the entire scene. And then you see him get attacked at one of the moments where it's very clear that he's trying to remember, what the fuck am I doing here? And his face just goes completely slack, and he just lets his body do what his body does. Very cool movie. But yeah, it's ridiculous what that man can still do at his age.
that was Sammo Hung.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I did confuse Sammo Hung and Chow Yun-fat. You're correct.
Yeah, I realized that partway through the conversation that we both did that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him ride, and then if we get to it, correct him, we get to it. If not, well, we do it.
I'm like, I know what movie you're talking about, and I know it's on my watch list on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not Hulu, but Amazon.
Yeah, Chow Yun-fat was actually like Bulletproof Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I seen Chow Yun-fat. I know Chow Yun-fat, but I immediately saw Sammo Hung, and that's who I was thinking when I said that him
But also
Donnie Yen are a great team. I'm like, oh yeah.
But also
and
that
was
conversation
also what did it
can
for
cover
me.
that conversation can still carry over to Sammo Hung because he's still doing his shit too.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think that's who he was talking about originally, because Donnie Yen and Sammo Hung have been in a good number of movies.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about, but because like I said, I know Chow Yun-fat, but for whatever reason, I was thinking Sammo Hung the entire time I was talking about Chow Yun-fat, and
oh yeah,
and then I'm like looking at the picture of Chow Yun-fat while Sanguine's talking. I'm like, wait, Bulletproof Monk? Oh, I fucked up.
That's not the right large Asian man.
Because like I cannot see Chow Yun-fat and not think of Sean William Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one time he was not the Stiffmeister. And you can't tell me he was not a form of Stifler in other movies.
But yeah, Sammo Hung, just absolutely fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, I love the fucking table fight scene with him and Donnie Yen and Ip Man.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
And like I said, he has not missed a fucking beat with how quick he is.
Oh no, fuck.
It was still just constant snapping off.
And that's the great thing about martial arts is it's so flexible in a style that you can master it and still mold it to your own specific form suited for you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's where Sammo and Jackie Chan really shone, because they both kind of went with amazing martial arts that then they twisted into not just martial art ability, but comedic martial art ability.
Oh, yes. Well, let me see.
Well, Jackie Chan did all of his flexibility and able to get through small spaces and contort himself in all those fantastic, interesting ways. Sammo Hung did, I'm a big fat guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to do big fat guy karate. Then occasionally, I'm going to do shit, and you're going, the fuck?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one, Frosted. The wire fighting.
Oh yeah, it was sad when Jackie Chan started doing wire fighting. There's some movies that it makes sense doing wire fighting for. Like when he was doing the was it just called The Monkey King?
Who?
When the one that it was Jackie Chan was playing one of the Eight Immortals.
Oh,
the Forbidden
Kingdom.
Forbidden Kingdom, yes.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I love that movie.
In the Forbidden Kingdom, him doing wire work in that kind of made sense because it's fantasy. So, okay, you're going to jump insane distances and you will have those moments. But when they started doing more than just in those, it became okay, what's going on?
Like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type stuff. when it's a little too stringy, as it were, like it doesn't look as natural as it should. I mean,
Yeah,
granted,
with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I was fine with it because it was again meant to be that blurring of like myth and legend. It was meant to be the visual aesthetic of it rather than really tight martial arts throughout the entire thing.
yeah.
But then there's other movies that it's meant to be tight martial arts. And then you'll see a bit of wire work and it'll immediately just take you out of it. Because you're able to go, no, you didn't do that shit. What the fuck was that?
Jet Li actually has a new movie coming out.
Oh, nice.
Blades of the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty much all I know.
Like I said, Frosted, I can understand it if it's meant to be a movie where it's style over the martial arts, which is where I put the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. To me, it's the fights in that are supposed to look like calligraphy rather than a fight. So the sweeping wire work in that makes sense. But if you take that and you try to stick that in like Old Boy, it would be an immediate fuck this. No, I'm saying that the choreography is meant to be kind of like calligraphy with sweeping brush strokes, which is why it's the large sweeping motions rather than the tight controlled ones that you would use in an actual fight. It's an art form rather than a fight. And when it's done as a joke, that also makes me chuckle. So, like, Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I think that's more over, like, just the type of... Like, you know it's ridiculous.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. That it has to be something that they commit to throughout. Just suddenly having wire work is a what the fuck. Like, one of the worst examples of wire work in any movie ever, of course, is in a Seagal movie. I can't remember what the fucking name of it was, but the movie is as realistic as most Seagal movie action scenes are. But he goes to this dentist office. And out of nowhere, the guy starts acting like he's an animal. And he starts running along the walls. Not like doing a run and spin off type running along the walls. But no, all fours sprinting around the room on the walls. And then launches himself at Seagal, and Seagal hits him and does like 3 moves, and the entire time the guy's just locked in air right in front of Seagal before getting tossed back at the wall, and you're going, what the fuck is this? There's ways to make it work. There's ways that it doesn't. If it's high fantasy, okay, high fantasy, that, to me, excuses a shit ton of that type of stuff. If it isn't fantasy, don't have wire work.
Hmm. I'm looking at IMDb, and it says that 2 of the top 3 stars are from Rings of Power. And the number 1 is from
As in,
Show.
Rings of Power are the only things that they're from, or Rings of Power is the thing that they're from most recently? Because
It's the thing that they're from most recently.
okay, that I can somewhat excuse. It's a shit show, but at the same time, if you pay me enough money, fuck it, I'll be in the movie. It won't be a good bit of acting. It's a paycheck. And if I'm able to acknowledge that, yeah, there's paycheck movies and then there's actual movies with other actors, I'm willing to do it for people that are in that shit as well.
Yeah, that chick's not a good actress.
Which one was it?
Marriott Clark or whatever, something like that.
Is that the farm woman that was able to kill orcs?
Like by breathing on them? Yeah. Like just... There you go. Like...
But you don't understand. Everyone in the Second Age was just so much more badass than everyone in the Third Age.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I never really read Tolkien at all. I was never really into it.
Tolkien is awesome. A lot of it gets really dry at times because of he's building the world, and sometimes the depth to which he's building the world makes it somewhat dry when you're hearing about the different lineages of this character or that character. Yeah, that gets boring as shit. But the story is fascinating. The world is beautiful and fascinating. It gets really fucking deep, which is a high point as well as a low point of it. Because again, if you love the world, being able to find out more about it is awesome. If you're going, just tell me the fucking story, you're getting pissed off. And you're getting bored.
Rippy, that's the one. My wife and I were watching upcoming movie trailer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just random movies that they have on YouTube. They're like, this is the movies that are coming out. And there's one, like, as soon as it... Okay, that is not stream appropriate there. Yeah. One of them, like, as soon as you hear the accents, I'm like, okay, this is clearly an Australian movie. And it's... I'm going to see if I can find a trailer on Twitter so that I don't have to worry about strikes. But it's
I do find it very strange that
it's a zombie movie with a kangaroo.
Nice. Also, I find it very strange that people will strike or do copyright strikes for adverts. Isn't that kind of the fucking point of an advert? You get people talking about it?
All right, I found it. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this loaded. Well, and it's funny because it really depends on how you play the video. Like, they won't mind it if I play it from Twitter, but they'll mind if I play it from YouTube. So I will show on here. All right. Let's see. Can you guys hear this all right?
What did you say?
It's soft.
Very soft.
I can hear it fine.
Oh, it's turned all the way down. That's why.
What did you say?
Better?
Yep.
Okay.
Evil. A beast. It takes all forms. It'll change you when you see it.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Change you.
Whatever did this is bloody strong. Tore him apart like nothing.
It looks like a bite wound.
Maybe it's a croc or a pack of dingoes. There were
Back
tracks.
to take a baby.
What tracks?
What is that?
It's just a...
It's a fucking massive room.
7 foot tall. Big red.
It's a zombie.
Oh, shit. I have to do something.
What's your plan?
I'm gonna blow the fucker's brains out.
He's here!
The only thing funnier would have been
Come here, boy.
Rippy.
Rippy.
G'day, Skip.
Nope, not a good day at all.
Glorious.
It's like Kangaroo Jack got the Winnie the Pooh treatment.
Kangaroo Jack got the rage virus.
Heads up, we've detected a video in your stream belonging to someone else. It may be temporarily blocked.
What? You dick.
That was fucking fast.
Oh,
Right?
that's...
Oh.
And again, I'm baffled. Why the fuck would you claim an ad?
It's Australia.
It's an ad. You want people
It's
to know about your fucking
Australia.
movie.
Sorry, Terry. Sorry, Cynic.
Yeah,
but
we just-
it's off fucking Australia.
We just
Just
watched...
because they're up.
What more do I need to say?
And
just
since it's
because
blocked,
that's
we're
not
losing our 2 viewers from Australia.
Oh, they didn't hear that. Okay, we're good.
Oh, man.
Jen, we have Super Moose. It's called Jared Padalecki.
That wasn't a YouTube, though. That was from Twitter.
They don't care.
They don't care at
It's
all.
content. It's content that can be claimed. That is all that they care about.
The bitches.
Oh, we still got Cynic. That's good. That's good.
It's an advert. You want people to see it.
Yeah,
I don't
but yeah, studios need their 4 cents in ad revenue from YouTube.
Well, no, because that's the thing that's the confusing part. They would have to pay to get it shown normally.
Yes, but
I wonder if I'll
If you
just.
have to pay
I wonder
to
if
get
I'll
it
just.
shown,
I wonder if it'll just
You
be a
should be
Harry
going,
block instead of a
"Fuck yeah, you
hammer
can-
block.
see it.
made a pen to breed up super emus. What? What? You know what? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
What would be the Australian equivalent of Murder on the Orient Express?
Slight disturbance on the Tasmanian beach. Random assault. A drunk islander looking for a post-piss-up kebab. It's a pouch full of terror. Yeah. No, I saw that and I'm like...
What's the midget James Bond wannabe guy from...
Is tattoo?
What fucking country was it? No, there's... I want to say it's a Filipino midget James Bond wannabe. And his name sounds like onomatopoeia. No, it sounds like a dick. His name is Wang Wang. That's what it was. Wang Wang. For some reason, when you said
What?
pouch full of terror, I just got the mental image of Wang Wang in a kangaroo pouch.
I have no idea who that is.
You've never heard of Wang Wang?
I don't think I want to.
Oh no, you do. It's fucking hilarious. Let me find... So it's pronounced like Wang Wang, but it's spelled like Weng Weng. And... let me...
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Did you pull up the IMDb?
Yeah.
Show the fine people. But yeah, he did a shit ton of James Bond-esque movies.
He did.
Because there was The Search for Weng Weng. Weng Weng is Agent 00 in For Your Height Only. The Impossible Kid, Agent 00. Star Ray.
He's tough, he's tender, he's 3 feet small.
Yep. It is amazing. His movies are ridiculous. They are fantastic cheese. I'm surprised you haven't watched them.
Bruce Lee in Challenge of the Tiger.
It is an insanely tiny midget. They said in that write-up that he was 3 feet tall, you said?
Yeah.
Actual height, 2'9". Oh, he tries to make it midget porn several times in several of his movies.
Gross.
Wang Wang tries to get it on with his Wang Wang.
That's just too much.
You say that, but it's fucking hilarious.
Phrasing. But yeah.
You're the one who said that Wang Wang's Wang Wang is too much. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I actually am starting to fade a little bit because I have had a very long day.
Oh, that's the greatest thing, Frosted. I don't think any of his movies, at least that I can remember, have wire work other than when like something explodes, he gets jerked back out of frame by a wire, but that's normal.
Probably just looks like a dummy when it gets pulled.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no.
With how fast he leaves frame, I'm almost positive that they have a full person weight on it.
Like they do in the sitcoms.
Because it's just woo! And Wang Wang's gone.
But yeah, I am gonna have to call it there because it is. I'm starting to fade a bit. So, being that it is not the first weekend of the month, it will be you tomorrow.
Yep. Though I'm going to have to get coverage for the following week due to something that came up.
Okay.
So I have tomorrow, but I will not have the next week.
All right. Well, join us here tomorrow for Sanguine to be hosting. And, yeah, we will see you some other time.
Have a good night, all.